Transparency International says efforts to curb corruption in the Pacific are stagnating. Its 2023 Corruption Perception Index report, released this week, shows another year of little to no meaningful progress towards curbing corruption in the Asia-Pacific region. Out of the 180 countries surveyed, 6 are from Oceania. Koroi Hawkins reports.
According to the index, New Zealand is the least corrupt country in the region, sitting in the top 3 in the world. Next is Australia at rank 14, followed by Fiji at 53, Vanuatu 61, Solomon Islands 70, and Papua New Guinea ranked lowest in the Pacific at 133. Transparency's Pacific advisor, Mariam Matthew, says countries in the region have fluctuated around the same positions for several consecutive years. She says even in a wider survey of people from 14 Pacific countries, many felt corruption was allowed to go unpunished.
Close to half of the respondents in the region believed that corrupt officials never or rarely face consequences, basically, for their actions. So there's low trust in there being justice against corrupt acts.
Although Solomon Islands scored 1 point more than it did in the last index report, the chief executive of Transparency Solomon Islands, Ruth Lilongula, says corruption is still a big problem.
For this year, I think we're more one point up, but that is not significant. We have not made much in the way of progress in the fight against corruption, especially government struggling with its efforts to fight corruption.
Ms. Lilongula says the last time Solomon Islands made a significant step forward in the fight against corruption was in 2018 when Parliament passed a new anti-corruption bill.
What we can take from that, the positive, is that we have not fallen down, going down. We have maintained it to the stagnant score, but still we have a very highly corrupt public sector, and we do agree with that.
Papua New Guinea was ranked the lowest in the Pacific, and for the second consecutive year it has tracked downwards in the index. The chairperson of Transparency PNG, Peter Aitzi, says one of the biggest drivers of corruption in the country is the lack of accountability around the awarding of government contracts.
It does create opportunities for people to perhaps, if you like, induced or bribed or preferential contracts given to people for kickbacks. And as a result, possibly we get the kind of outcomes we are seeing, which is lack of real meaningful impact in terms of some of those large-scale projects that we are trying to fund.
But Peter Aitzi says despite their low ranking, there have been some positive efforts to curb corruption in the country, such as the establishment of an Independent Commission Against Corruption, or ICAC.
Look, I am encouraged by the establishment of ICAC, and I'm also encouraged by a group of champions within government itself that are demonstrating courage in this type of environment where we've got a breakdown of the system.
In the overall rankings, Denmark and Finland share the top spot as the least corrupt of the 180 countries surveyed, while Somalia sits at the bottom for the second year running as the most corrupt.